from Stead'n, and today's going to be all about pickling eggs. See, I got a crap load of eggs right here, right? And I just need to be doing something with them. And one of those ways of preserving eggs is pickling. So that's what we're just going to be doing. And I'm going to make some sausage and egg. So some people with their sausage and eggs, a lot I guess, use that red hot sauce, and I don't really care for it. So I'm going to be using my homemade barbecue hot sauce that I made from this book. So I got the hot sauce recipe from this Ball Blue book, or the all new Ball book of canning. I got it in here, and what it is, we combined two of the recipes. And what it is, it's their mango habanero wing sauce. Plus, I made the pawpaw sauce in here, and I just mixed them up, and that's what we're going to be doing our sausage and eggs with. And it's just good stuff. So I like my own stuff, you know what I mean? I wanted to make sure they were at least a few weeks old because hopefully they'll be easier to peel. Fresh eggs are just the darnest things to peel. So all of these eggs are at least 3 weeks or older. And if you know fresh eggs, you don't have to refrigerate them because they have something on them called a bloom that is coating the egg, so you just don't wash them. You leave them out on the counter, and they can last on the counter for months, especially in the winter time. Now in the summertime, I probably go a couple months, maybe. And then because mine are fertile, so I don't want to go more than a couple months. But in the winter time, I mean, I've had them from like the end of summer till like spring, and they're still perfectly fine. My rooster's so loud, you hear him? Because I got the front window open for air circulation. So, anywho, that's what we're going to be doing. And right now, I'm doing an egg float test. Now, I aged my eggs so they'd be easy to peel. And they're floating a bit. They're not too bad. Like, they just have a little bit of float, but they still sink and then they pop back up slowly. That's fine. They're just my oldest eggs. We're going to be hard boiling them. You want them to sink. So the older an egg gets, the more air accumulates in this because these eggs are porous. And so if it's super old, it's going to like be out of the water. It's just be floating way out of that water. And you want to toss that because it's going to stinky. Sometimes when I go collect my eggs, I crack them on accident because I forget my basket and I put them in my shirt, in my pockets, and then these silly dogs bum rush me, dead leg me sometimes, and I accidentally, like, sometimes I smash them. It's just, no. And I never learned my lesson, but I can get a couple that have like cracks in them, and then I get a bad egg. And y'all know how one bad egg ruins the bunch, right? So I'm pretty sure I picked out the main floaters. These are still all under the water, like barely showing. So that's good. It's gonna be horrible if I miss one. But yeah, I did crack them, the ones, just to make sure that were like really floating, and they were just gross. Ugh. Anywho, we're going to boil our water here. We got the water going, and then we're going to pop these in the boiling water. Now, I like to start the water first because I have a problem with getting that yolk in the center. So I find that if the water's boiling first, and then I put them in, it like cooks them enough to keep that center, the yolk centered. I hope that it still does that. I mean, every time I've experimented with it that way, the yolk ends up to the side when I bring it up slowly, but when I put them in, when it's hot, the yolk's more centered in the middle. So I'm going to toss them. I'm going to spin them around and make sure that yolk gets centered. Okay, and then I'll come back to it when we get the eggs up in this water. And I like to repurpose jars. So if you're not doing it, you should be. I got these 2 jars, and we're gonna, because I'm not water bathing the sausage and egg, I don't want to do that. I don't know if that's safe. but I do water bath my pickled eggs, and I know that's safe. So that's what we're going to do. So in these, we're going to do the sausage and eggs in these. It's perfect. And then these are also perfect for fermenting and your vegetables and stuff. And then that way you have your ball jars for your canning. Okie dokie, so I got my water boiling, and we're going to add these eggs to the water. We're going to do a few batches at a time, and we're just going to lower them with a spoon here, and I like to stir it in there a bit because I want to try to get that yolk centered. Let's see, we'll just keep on stirring it so I can center that yolk. Oh my goodness, I have to, I really have to close that door. That rooster is just so loud. He's just right outside the dang window. Get a couple of them that will crack open. That's okay. I have so many that it's fine. And then sometimes I put them in too rough. I'm just really rough with things. Alright, we just hopefully get that yolk centered here. We'll see. We won't know until we peel them, right? Just got a lot. And then what I do afterwards, after I get them all in, bring it up to a boil. And, you know, I got one that just is floating too much. We're going to take that out. Put it in. After we get it up to a boil, we're going to cook it for 8 minutes and then turn it off. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. Then we're going to put them in ice water. That way we can rapidly cool them down. And hopefully will make the peels easier to crack. Oh, I forgot to say, add vinegar to your water. That's what I forgot to do. So I'm going to add some vinegar here to my water, and it's supposed to help make it easier as well. Oh, there we go. See, it's boiling now. I don't know if you can see. I added a dollop of vinegar. Let's start our timer for 8 minutes. There. Put some vinegar in there. It's supposed to help with the peeling. I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. I always add it anyways. Okay, so while we've got that time for 8 minutes, we got our ice water ready, and then I'll bring you back after I get them in the ice water. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, so the eggs have cooled down, and now we're ready to peel these little suckers. So it looks like they're peels. Of course, these are old eggs, so they should be coming off. I did my oldest ones first. Yeah, and see, the yolk looks centered. As long as I don't mess this one up, this one I can pickle. I can pickle this one, yeah. Look at, perfect, it came off so perfect. Beautiful. We're gonna get a bowl. I'm gonna do all these now. Hopefully it's that easy for all of them. Let me just set this aside and do another one. Do another one. Oh. Crack them all up real good. And roll it around. Oh, this looks good too. And the egg yolk is centering this because I could tell from the bottom. At least it's centered. I mean, you can see the yolk from the bottom, but it's covered, so we can pickle that too. Yeah, it's just peeling right off like a dream. This is your dream peeling right here. So easy. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. So, you know, there's times where you're impatient and want those eggs, and they're fresh, and then they just, I understand that, you know, there's times where I haven't had the luxury of waiting for them to be old to peel. But if you can, just wait, because it just makes your life so much easier. Goodness. Alright. Alright, so a neat trick to peeling eggs is, of course, putting them in water while you peel it, because that water will slip under that membrane and help it make for a smooth peeling experience. And sometimes it speeds it up too. So just get in that water and there, see, nice and beautiful and perfect. Oh, did you hear that? It was a little ping. And when that happens, doesn't everybody want to see if their jars are unsealing? Well, I have a bunch of new jars that I brought in, and that's what you're hearing pinging there. Okie dokie, so I'm gonna get to all this and then we'll be back. Okie dokie, so I have enough done to get started. I have a few more batches getting ready to boil, but so what I did is I separated my eggs into different bowls. So I have my imperfect ones, the ones you don't want to be pickling like this. You don't want to be pickling these, right? So you don't want to waste them either, so I have them. We're going to make deviled eggs. And I'll show you how to do that too. Why not? So, probably in a different video. Let's just separate one. So, we got that put aside for deviled eggs. All the ones that just peeled all a little messed up here. And really, it's just a small bowl. I don't really have that many so far because I still have a crap load of eggs left because I just have buckets and buckets just coming out my ears. But that's okay. So, we're taking care of business right now. Then I have another bowl. This is my perfect eggs, like beautiful, perfect peeled, not a blemish on it, so perfect. These are the ones I'm going to be canning, or water bath canning, I should say. So these are going to be the water bath ones because they're so perfect. And then these ones, I'm going to do the sausage and sausage pickled one with my homemade hot sauce I have here. My homemade hot sauce from that ball book. It's just, I had it all canned up and I just poured it on in there. And I'm gonna show you that recipe in just a bit. But we got, these are the ones, these just have a little like surface nicks, which it's fine for if you're gonna refrigerate them. So, and like, let's say your yolk is just a little too close. You don't want to be water bath canning those. Just little surface bumps, surface bumpies. That's what I'm going to put in the fridge. So I use these refrigerator ones. So this bowl is just the refrigerator ones. Oh, I got a perfect one that fell out of my bowl. How dare it? Okay. Put that in that bowl. And then I have a bowl here, and this is all my messed up eggs that are just totally like popped. And this is my chicken feed for today. I'm just gonna be feeding it to chickens. I smashed it up so they can't recognize it as egg. And then, of course, you have all your eggshells, a bunch of eggshells. And that's going to the garden. So we're utilizing every bit of these eggs. Okay, let's get started. So we're gonna put these jars aside and then cut up our sausage links. Now, if they have casings on it, this one doesn't. But if they have casings, like, you gotta take it off because it just gets rubbery. And then we're gonna chop these on the bias, which means at an angle, right? So that way we have more surface area for it to cover. And we're going to put it in this bowl right here. And I'm not doing a big old jar because I didn't go to the store to buy any sausage. This is what I just had in my freezer. So this is why we're doing just small batches. Okay, see, just like that. That way we have nice bite-sized pieces. They're to be super delicious. I don't know why I'm using a steak knife. I just realized I grabbed a steak knife. Hello? Well, that's okay. Okay, regular knife. Oh well, ain't no thing but chicken wing, you know what I mean? Jelly bean. Okie dokie. Alright, well, we'll put this steak knife aside and get this cleaned up. We'll go on to the next step. Alright, so we're going to cut us a yellow onion here. And we're not going to use a steak knife. I almost did that again. Where's my knives? There's a knife. There's a knife. Now this is a knife. Like Crocodile Dundee. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Alright, that is not a knife either. Okay, we're getting us a knife. Where's all my knives? Alright, I had to go find my knives. This one just needs to be sharpened. It's a good knife, I just don't have the time to sharpen it. So we're on to this one. There we go. Let's peel this little yellow onion here. There we go. Okay, got that aside. I save these, don't forget, for your broths and stuff. When you're making bone broth or vegetable broth. It makes a good color in your broth. Alright, so we're gonna cut this in half this way and just do slivers here. Slivers all through here. We like some pickled onion is good on sandwiches and stuff. So these are really good when you're making a hamburger or anything. I love pickled onion on it. I have a jar of just pickled onions I'm about out of, and we're gonna have to redo that. So, but especially when you eat pickled eggs, I use them with my salads too, but take the onion out and put it on your salad. It's delicious. Okay, we're done doing that. Okay, so here's our pan, and because I am going to be putting plenty other vinegars in, I like to add my homemade apple cider vinegar to this to give it some flavor. So, and it has a good pH to it. I mean, I extra ferment mine. So I'll do a second ferment on them to get it the acid level strong enough. So this is my homemade apple cider vinegar we're gonna add in. And we're gonna add in, let's see, what is this? This is a cup. I had to double check and make sure. So we're gonna add in a cup of my homemade cider vinegar. I know this is also good because I'm not water bathing it. It's keeping the good probiotics in it and the essential vitamins and stuff. I'm not killing any beneficial bacteria. Okay, so we got 1 cup of water to add with my 1 cup of homemade cider vinegar. And then we're gonna do a cup, I gotta open this one. I'm gonna do a cup of regular vinegar. Okay, so I like to do like 25% water. Sometimes I add a little more water. All right, there's that. And then we just add in our hot sauce. Now you can do that red one, the people that on the internet that do, but I don't like it. So I like to do my homemade one. And it smells, it's a bit sweeter. That's the thing. It's a bit sweeter. That's why I like it. All right, so we're gonna add in our hot sauce now. And put a cup. We're gonna do 3 cups. 1, 2, 3. 3 cups. It's a little bit extra, so I'll probably be able to make a small batch later. So we got 3 cups of my homemade hot sauce. You can use the red one from the internet that people use. And then we're gonna stir this little sucker up and boil it and bring it to a boil. And then after I bring it to boil, I'm gonna add some hot pepper, some peppercorn to it. And then we're gonna crush up some garlic next. So now we have our garlic, and we're gonna use this. It's so cool. You put your garlic in here, and you can go like this, and it peels it. It loosens it up at least. See? Or you can roll it. Put it in there and roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. Or my hands are a little slippery, so we're gonna go like this. But you can roll it too. And look at it, just peels them, takes the peels right off. It's pretty cool. All right, so we got our garlic all peeled super fast like a ninja. So we put peppercorn into our jars right here. Put a couple of scoops of peppercorn into the bottom of our jar. And then I'm going to add our garlic and stuff to it. So we're just gonna layer. And we're gonna take our eggs. First, we're going to take some onion, put it in the jar, and then take some onion on this side, and put a garlic, 2 garlic in each, because we like that garlic, and then we add our eggs, 3, 4, 5, I have 5 eggs in there, and then let's layer some sausage in there. Put some sausage, then put some onion, and we keep on layering. We're trying to do 2 jars at a time here, and I don't know if you can see both jars at the same time. There we go. Let's see. The one right here. There we go. Now you can see it. Alright, so we're going to be layering these just over and over. And we add the eggs in. And the sausage. And some more onion. Some more onion here. Let's do this side now. Put some sausages in. Put the eggs in. Put some onion. And more sausage. And more eggs. I think that's good for that jar. We got 1 egg in here, and let's take it, still a couple from this side. We'll do this one. And then we gotta add some more sausage in here, so we're gonna just push the sausage in. There, that's that. So let's just add a little more onion. A little more onion. Not too much. We don't want anything sticking out of the brine though. We don't want it sticking out of the brine. Our brine's going to be right at the top here. There. Alright. And then our brine should be done heating up. I don't add pickling spice too much. I just don't like the flavor. And really with the barbecue sauce, it's just, you're going to be tasting mainly that anyways. I do add extra salt though, because You think with eggs, you think it's a lot. You think it's a lot of flavoring, but you have to really exaggerate your spices when you're pickling eggs to even get those flavors picked up into the egg. So that's why I'm going to add extra salt too. Let me get my salt right here, and we're going to, I don't have spoons, we're going to do a palmful of salt right there and a palmful of salt right here. A little extra. This one's a bigger jar here. There. And then we're going to add our heated up brine. So we got our brine heated up. Woo, that's spicy. So now we got everything in. I put a little bit of salt in here and peppercorn, and that's about it. We're going to put this right here and pour our brine in. Let it settle down and fill in all those air holes. And you don't want to be debubbling this because you're going to poke holes in your eggs. So you got to let it settle on its own. You could just like bounce it if you want. Bounce it around. Get the bubbles out. Seems to work. And then do this one. Okay. We'll let those settle down a bit before. Maybe I can push it a little bit like that. Alright. Let that settle down a bit and see if we need to add more later. But that's it for that. And then we're going to just put the lid on and then put it in the refrigerator. And in like 10 days or so, you can start eating them. But I like to wait for like a month because that's when it's best. Like when they're like a month or 2 months even. But if you can't wait, then at least 10 days. Goodness. Okie dokie, we're done making our sausage pickled eggs. So stay tuned for part 2 where I'll be doing the regular pickled eggs in a water bath canner. And we'll just talk to y'all then. Okie dokie, bye bye. Oh, don't forget to subscribe.